For centuries, the ocean has swallowed ships, dragged entire crews into the depths, and hidden creatures we still can't explain. But for divers, the real terror lies below the surface, where shadows move unnaturally and strange sounds echo from the abyss. Today, we're going to dive into the scary reasons why even the most experienced divers are afraid of what lurks in the ocean.
Number 12. Bloody belly comb jelly. Picture this. You're diving in the deep ocean when suddenly a translucent ghost appears in your flashlight beam. The bloody belly comb jelly looks like something straight out of a horror movie, but there's genius behind its terrifying appearance. These creatures aren't actually jellyfish at all. They're ctenophores, which is just a fancy way of saying they're in a league of their own. What makes them absolutely brilliant is that blood-red belly that gives them their name. Down in the deep ocean, red light doesn't exist, so that crimson color becomes completely invisible. Think of it like wearing a stealth suit in the darkness. But here's where it gets really clever. These jellies eat other creatures that glow in the dark. Without that red belly, they'd light up from the inside like a neon sign advertising free dinner to every predator in the neighborhood. Instead, they become invisible assassins, floating through the water column like living ghosts. Their hair-like cilia beat in synchronized waves, creating rainbow patterns that shimmer across their transparent bodies. When divers encounter these creatures, the experience often feels supernatural, watching something that seems to exist between the physical and spirit worlds. The way they move through water appears almost deliberate, as if they're conscious beings making calculated decisions about where to hunt next.
Number 11. The sperm whale's secret. When a massive gelatinous mass washed ashore on a Mexican beach, local authorities faced one of marine biology's most disturbing mysteries. The 43-foot-long carcass appeared to be composed entirely of strange waxy material that defied easy identification. Initial examinations revealed no recognizable skeletal structure or typical whale anatomy, leading to speculation about unknown deep-sea creatures or possible extraterrestrial origins. The substance comprising the mass had an unusual consistency, described as both solid and liquid depending on temperature and handling. Marine biologists eventually identified the mystery as a sperm whale's head, but this revelation raised even more disturbing questions about these ocean giants. The bulk of the mass consisted of spermaceti, a mysterious waxy substance that fills the sperm whale's massive cranium. Scientists still don't fully understand the purpose of this material, though theories suggest it helps with deep diving capabilities and echolocation. What makes spermaceti particularly unsettling is its ability to change from liquid to solid based on temperature and pressure variations. Sperm whales can dive to depths exceeding 7,000 feet and hold their breath for up to 90 minutes, capabilities that seem to defy mammalian physiology. The discovery highlighted how even well-known marine mammals possess biological mysteries that challenge our understanding of ocean life. The fact that such a large, familiar creature could still harbor unknown adaptations serves as a reminder of how much we don't know about the creatures sharing our planet.
I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video, so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel. So leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go!
Number 10. Philippines' hairy sea monster revealed. In 2018, Filipino fishermen discovered a massive hairy creature floating in coastal waters, sparking immediate speculation about unknown species and genetic mutations. The 20-foot-long beast appeared to be covered in thick, white fur-like material that swayed in the current like seaweed. Social media exploded with theories ranging from mutant sea creatures to escaped laboratory experiments. Some people seriously suggested it might be a giant English sheepdog that had somehow ended up in the ocean. The reality turned out to be both simpler and more disturbing than anyone imagined. When marine biologists examined the creature, they determined it was a decomposing whale, but the decomposition process had created something that looked completely alien. Here's what happens when a whale dies and starts breaking down in warm ocean water. The flesh begins to separate from the underlying structure, creating long, stringy masses that float around the carcass like hair. The process is accelerated in tropical waters where bacteria work faster to break down organic material. What people were seeing as fur was actually decomposing whale flesh that had taken on a fibrous appearance. The white coloration comes from the way fats and oils in the whale's body change chemistry during decomposition. This incident perfectly demonstrates how natural processes can create things that look supernatural, especially when we encounter them without understanding the biological mechanisms at work.
Number 9. Montalk Monster. Summer 2008 brought one of modern marine biology's most perplexing mysteries when a grotesque carcass washed ashore at Montalk Point, Long Island. The creature that would become known as the Montalk Monster appeared to be a nightmarish hybrid with features that seemed to belong to multiple different animals. Its elongated skull, prominent teeth, and unusual limb structure created immediate speculation about government experiments, genetic mutations, and extraterrestrial origins. What made this discovery particularly disturbing was its proximity to the Plum Island Animal Disease Center, a government facility conducting research on animal pathogens. Conspiracy theories flourished as the creature's body mysteriously disappeared before thorough scientific examination could be completed. Witnesses described flesh that appeared to have been chemically altered, with unusual coloration and texture that suggested either disease or artificial modification. The creature's size and proportions didn't match any known local wildlife, leading to speculation about escaped experimental subjects or new species emerging from deep ocean trenches. Marine forensic experts who analyzed available photographs noted dental structures that appeared to be adapted for unusual feeding behaviors, possibly indicating a deep-sea origin where standard evolutionary pressures don't apply. The incident highlighted the vulnerability of coastal communities to unknown marine life and raised disturbing questions about what other creatures might be lurking in nearby waters.
Number 8. California's Blue Invasion. Along California's coastline, an otherworldly phenomenon occurs with frightening regularity that leaves beachgoers stunned and marine biologists fascinated. Millions of translucent blue creatures, known as by-the-wind sailors, or velella, topped with a triangular sail that catches ocean winds, allowing them to drift across vast distances of open ocean. What makes these mass strandings particularly disturbing is their scale. Witnesses describe walking along beaches covered in millions of these creatures, creating a surreal landscape that resembles an alien invasion. The sailors that reach shore are typically dying or already dead, their bodies beginning to decompose and release an otherworldly smell that adds to the apocalyptic atmosphere. Their feeding tentacles, hanging beneath the float, contain stinging cells that can irritate human skin, making beach cleanup efforts both unpleasant and potentially dangerous. The creature's complete dependence on wind patterns means they have no control over their destination, making them helpless victims of weather systems and ocean currents. These mass strandings serve as visible reminders of the ocean's power to deliver unexpected visitors to our shores, creatures so alien in appearance that they challenge our understanding of what constitutes normal marine life.
Number 7. Flapjack Octopus. Living on the muddy seafloor of the deep ocean, the flapjack octopus presents one of marine biology's most deceptive creatures. At rest, it resembles an innocent pancake, lying flat against the sediment with its 8 arms spread in a perfect circle. This harmless appearance has earned it an almost cute reputation among marine enthusiasts. But experienced divers know better than to be fooled by its benign exterior. When the flapjack octopus begins to move, it undergoes a dramatic transformation that can startle even prepared observers. As it swims, Its body elongates and its arms trail behind, creating the appearance of a translucent jellyfish gliding through the water. The most dramatic change occurs when it assumes its defensive posture, pulling its arms up and over its body to form a perfect umbrella shape that can span several feet in diameter. This transformation happens so quickly that divers often mistake it for multiple different creatures during a single encounter. The Flapjack Octopus inhabits depths where few humans venture, typically living between 1,500 and 23,000 feet below the surface. Its ability to change shape so dramatically serves as both camouflage and intimidation, making it difficult for predators to identify and attack. What disturbs many marine researchers is how this seemingly innocent creature can switch between forms so effortlessly, representing the ocean's ability to hide dangerous capabilities behind harmless appearances.
Number 6. Deep-sea hatchetfish. Thousands of feet below the ocean's surface, where sunlight never penetrates, lives one of the most alien-looking creatures on our planet. The deep-sea hatchetfish gets its name from its distinctive blade-like body shape, but this creature is far more sophisticated than its simple appearance suggests. These fish have evolved one of nature's most advanced camouflage systems, using bioluminescent photophores along their bellies to create counter-illumination that makes them nearly invisible to predators below. There are 45 different species of hatchetfish, ranging from tiny 1-inch specimens to larger 6-inch variants, each adapted to specific depth zones in the ocean's twilight realm. What makes encounters with these creatures particularly unnerving is their uncanny ability to appear and disappear like living shadows. Their translucent bodies and mirror-like scales create optical illusions that can disorient divers navigating in low light conditions. The bioluminescent displays they create during feeding or mating behaviors have been described as resembling underwater fireworks, but with an eerie, otherworldly quality. Their large, forward-facing eyes give them an almost intelligent appearance that contrasts sharply with their primitive body structure. Marine researchers studying these creatures often report feeling watched, as if the hatchetfish are evaluating human intruders in their domain. Their presence in the water column indicates healthy deep-sea ecosystems, but their alien appearance serves as a constant reminder of how little we understand about life in Earth's most extreme environments. Number 5. Japanese spider crab. Deep beneath Japan's coastal waters lurks something that makes even seasoned divers think twice about their next ascent. The Japanese spider crab stands as the largest arthropod on Earth, with legs that can stretch an incredible 12.5 feet from tip to tip. These prehistoric-looking creatures weigh nearly 45 pounds and possess a disturbing ability that keeps marine biologists fascinated and terrified. They're master camouflage artists, decorating their shells with sponges, algae, and debris from the ocean floor until they become virtually invisible. Living at depths between 150 and 800 feet, they can survive for over a century, slowly crawling across the seafloor like mechanical spiders from a nightmare. What makes divers particularly uneasy is their opportunistic feeding behavior. While they primarily scavenge dead material, they show no hesitation in consuming human remains that find their way to the ocean depths. Their powerful claws can easily dismember prey, and their alien-like appearance has inspired countless horror stories among diving communities. These creatures represent everything unknown and unsettling about the deep ocean, where size and survival instincts create monsters that seem pulled from science fiction.
Number 4. Gulper eel. In the crushing depths between 1,600 and 10,000 feet, where pressure would instantly kill most surface dwellers, lives one of the ocean's most disturbing predators. The gulper eel, also known as the pelican eel, appears deceptively normal at first glance, a typical eel-like body measuring 2 to 3 feet in length. However, this creature possesses one of nature's most shocking adaptations, a mouth that can expand like a balloon to swallow prey much larger than itself. When hunting, the gulper eel transforms from a sleek, snake-like creature into a living nightmare, its jaw unhinging and inflating to create a massive cavity capable of engulfing fish twice its body size.
The sight of this transformation has traumatized deep-sea researchers and submersible pilots who've witnessed it firsthand. After consuming its prey, the eel's mouth deflates like a punctured balloon, returning to its normal proportions as if nothing extraordinary had occurred. What makes these creatures particularly unsettling is how rarely they're encountered, leading to limited scientific understanding of their behavior and capabilities. Their black coloration makes them nearly invisible in the deep ocean, and they can remain motionless for extended periods, waiting for unsuspecting prey to venture within striking distance. The Gulper eel represents the kind of adaptive evolution that creates monsters in Earth's most extreme environments, where survival requires capabilities that seem to defy natural law.
Number 3. Giant Orfish. When two massive oarfish washed up on California shores within a single week in 2013, marine scientists knew something extraordinary had occurred. These ribbon-like creatures can grow up to 56 feet long, making them the longest bony fish in the ocean. They normally inhabit depths of 3,000 feet, rarely venturing into shallow waters where humans might encounter them. Their serpentine bodies and undulating swimming motion have fueled sea monster legends for centuries, and for good reason. Sailors who glimpsed these creatures breaking the surface likely created the first sea serpent tales. What makes oarfish particularly ominous is their reputation as earthquake predictors. Japanese folklore claims these deep-sea dwellers surface before major seismic events, earning them the nickname doomsday fish. Their gelatinous flesh makes them inedible, so they've evolved without fear of human predation. When divers do encounter oarfish in their natural habitat, the experience is often described as otherworldly. These massive, silvery ribbons moving through the darkness create an almost hypnotic effect that can disorient even experienced underwater explorers. Their rare appearances at the surface typically signal environmental disturbances in the deep ocean, making every sighting a potential warning of geological catastrophe.
Number 2. Deep-sea anglerfish. In the ocean's darkest depths, where pressure crushes and cold kills, lives a creature so terrifying that it seems designed by nightmare itself. The deep-sea anglerfish represents evolution's most extreme solution to survival in Earth's most hostile environment. With over 200 species inhabiting various depth zones, these creatures have developed hunting strategies that border on the supernatural. The most disturbing aspect of anglerfish is their bioluminescent lure, a fleshy appendage that dangles from their forehead like a glowing fishing line. This lure pulses with hypnotic light patterns designed to attract prey in the absolute darkness of the deep ocean. When curious fish approach the seemingly harmless light, they discover too late that they've entered the domain of one of nature's most efficient killers. Anglerfish possess mouths that extend around their entire head circumference, filled with needle-sharp teeth that curve inward to prevent escape once prey is captured. Some species can grow up to 4 feet in length, making them apex predators in their deep-sea environment. The most disturbing aspect of anglerfish reproduction involves extreme sexual dimorphism, where tiny males permanently fuse to females, becoming living sperm factories attached to their mate's body. This parasitic relationship creates creatures that appear to have multiple heads and adds to their already nightmarish appearance. Their ability to unhinge their jaws and swallow prey twice their size makes them living reminders of the ocean's capacity to create monsters perfectly adapted to their environment.
Number 1. Indonesian Whale Mystery. Walking along an Indonesian beach in 2018, locals discovered something that looked like it came from another planet. A massive, pinkish blob stretching 50 feet long had washed ashore, bleeding strange fluids and filling the air with a smell that could knock you over. The thing was so huge and so unlike anything anyone had seen that people started throwing around theories about sea monsters and unknown species. But here's what actually happens when a whale dies in the ocean. Nature turns it into something that looks absolutely nothing like what it used to be. The decomposition process underwater is wild. Gases build up inside the body, causing it to swell to enormous proportions. The skin changes color, turning everything from pink to green to colors that don't even have names. All the internal structures start breaking down, creating this massive, shapeless mass that barely resembles the original animal.
What made this particular case even more dramatic was that it was a baleen whale, one of the ocean's giants. These creatures can weigh over 100 tons when alive. So imagine all that mass breaking down and reshaping itself into something completely unrecognizable. The local authorities had to bring in heavy machinery just to remove it from the beach. Stories like this remind us that the ocean is constantly recycling life in ways that can look absolutely terrifying to anyone who stumbles across the process.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.